Green day finally, guys. I'm so excited to break this down for you guys. So if you look here on SMP, we essentially have an AMD on the higher time frame. We took out the previous weekly low, manipulated, and then distributed from Tuesday onwards, as you can see, but we did not reach the previous weekly high on Nasdaq, and so that leaves us with an SMT at the highs. And so that's what the idea was going into today, when we eventually figured that out. As you can see, we had a few bad attempts. We flipped bias a couple times, but eventually we reached the conclusion that we're about to reverse. And the reason being is that we need to wait a little bit after news, give it about half an hour to an hour, and then start seeing price form proper structure. So we were watching the 4 o'clock opening price because that's the start of the new 4-hour candle, and we were watching these bearish PD arrays getting disrespected. You can see there's two fair value gaps being disrespected, as well as this breaker and order block. And so you can see that price forms a little bit of a low over here, and then forms this 5-minute, which was a good retracement point. And I watched that reaction, and from there waited for a 1-minute change in state of delivery and took my entry around here. And so I basically ended up partialing down here when I saw this 1-minute spike in volume. And so then I was targeting around 50% of the entire range of the day, but I guess I was trailing my stop loss a little bit too tight, but that's okay. We were more or less close to the target. And so you can see that the idea going into the target situation is the 4-hour fair value gap was going to be the ultimate target, but at least 50% of the range makes sense. As you can see, when it comes to price pushing all the way bullish or moving in one direction from the start of the day, there's usually 3 scenarios that I expect during New York session. Either we retrace into London session and push higher, but you can see that we pushed so much further that it was unlikely for us to retrace. And so the other scenario would be New York session consolidating. That's happened before. And then finally this scenario where price pushes bullish during the session and then ends up reversing later on. And so that was the idea, and that's exactly what played out. A counter trend trade is what we were looking for today, and that's essentially that. There's no other way to explain it. Let me show you the results for today. It's not much, but again, we're not focused on the amounts. We're focused on the strategy. Again, we're trying a new approach, and it seems to be working out. As you can see, we made $15 on trading today. We took, we took 5 trades. No, sorry, we took 4 trades. 2 of them being losses, 1 of them being break even. This was me backing out of the trade because there was a random spike in volatility, and I exited very quickly. But then after we see that 5-minute retracement and then an entry, that's when I decided to enter again, which was a good decision, honestly. So I'm happy for today. Regardless of the amount, I think I handled things properly. These losses are not too major in my opinion, considering what my budget is and how much I trade per well, how much I risk per trade, which again is $30. So I am really glad about this. I'm really glad. So yeah, that was today, guys. Super keen for tomorrow. I think we can expect some bullishness. It's really dependent on yeah, what we see before New York session, but I'm feeling that we have a classic expansion profile, and I'll show you now what I mean by that. Since we had a change in state of delivery on Monday, and we've been bullish since, hoping that this SMT doesn't hold, we can expect price to push higher. If you look on S&P, we still have a weekly high and fair value gap, weekly fair value gap resting above this high, so it could be a draw for later if we decide to just retrace briefly and then continue higher Thursday and Friday. But we'll see. It's just as likely that this is the reversal for the week and we decide to start trending downwards. So let's see. It's a bit early to tell what's going to happen tomorrow, so let me not make any predictions. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Best of luck.